Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to today's Coffee Talk. I am Nico Fisher, and our talk today is going to be on nudging our way back to networking. So I hope you're ready to go knee deep in online and in-person networking. I'm pre-recording this talk because I am going to be out of town. I'll be in California. So I don't want to skip a beat in helping you move forward. Thank you for being here with me today, and let's get going. I love networking. Let me just say that I love it, love it, love it. And with COVID, it was the one thing that was just the worst, that I couldn't be in person with somebody talking about their stories. And, it was just something I missed so much. I didn't know how much I missed it. So who am I and why am I talking to you? I am Nico Fisher, and I own a company called Skywriting by Nico here on Maui. And I love my job, and I do all sorts of marketing projects. And whether it's websites, newsletters, blogging, social, anything like that. I am a SCORE mentor for Hawaii. I am co-founder of Maui Social Media School, and I'm a Native Hawaiian Chamber of Commerce board member, and I'm very proud of that. So today we're going to cover a few things. We are going to cover combined two forms of networking, in person and online. We're going to look at business card management, prospecting online using LinkedIn, that's a platform for the day, and research for your next networking event. So that's where we're going, and we are going to go off. So as I said in the beginning, I love networking. It built my business. I loved it so much. I didn't love it at first because I didn't know how to do it. I thought I sold real estate for 15 years. And that's when I started networking. And I thought that either I would have, if I had a sale or if I had a new listing, those were the only two things that I could really talk about when I was networking about business. But I was wrong. I was so wrong. I decided to talk about the team of people that I have working with me: roofers, landscapers, painters, plumbers, inspection people. These are my team members, and these are the people that I count on to make my business run. So instead of talking about myself, I talked about them. So before I would go networking, I would say, hey, you guys, do you have anything you want me to promote? So I would help them get business. What it did is it solidified me in a place where people thought, you know what, that's really nice of her. She's giving people referrals. That's amazing. It was really nice, but it's a two-way street. And so when I give someone a referral, they kind of feel emboldened to the next time they know somebody who needs a website or social media, give me a call. And so it works both ways, and it does build your business. So my goal always was to meet 3 people who I wanted to invite out to coffee. Now it might be on Zoom, but still I'll be able to meet 3 people. It fed my business for years. So I would go and I would meet with them. I might meet them at an event, a really cool event, and we got to talking or laughing about something. I would take their business card and I would make sure to, when I get home, put it in my computer and ask them for a coffee date because I thought they were really funny. So networking does build businesses, yours and your teams. So you have more than just your business and you to talk about. You can talk about everybody else. It's the most powerful marketing tool. It's continued opportunities. It's promotion made easy. I did interview style meetings where I would just ask questions and they would tell me all about themselves. And sure enough, 15, 20 minutes later, they're like, oh my God, I've been talking the whole time. Tell me about you. And all of a sudden you have a window to talk about your business and what it is you do and why you do it. So it actually is excellent. Proactive energy now for business later is what networking is. It's getting out there and doing it. And I love this quote. This is one of my favorites. As one professional put it, I don't know what I'll be doing a year from now, but whatever it is, it'll most likely be based on the contacts I make today. That is so powerful. And if you can put that up, copy and paste it, and put it on your board, that would be amazing, because this is where the money is for you and your team. So have some fun with it, really. So I do believe that networking is incredible because It gets your story out there. You get to rehash your story. You get to take turns telling people about your story, your business, your company culture, everything like that. And it is incredible. A referral generates 80% more results than a cold call. Approximately 70% of all jobs are found through networking. Anyone you might want to meet is or contact is only 4 or 5 people away from you right now. And most of us have at least 250 contacts. So I know that how incredible the power of networking is. So I want to tell you a story about a group that I used to belong to in Oregon. It was called Women in Networking, WIN. So we would meet once a week, and we would all sit in a U-shaped table, and there would be a moderator, and she would go and ask everybody to say who they were, what their business was, and what kind of referrals they need today. And so we all went around the room saying, anybody who has a car, because I do car detailing, that would be great. And someone would say, anybody who needs acupuncture, that would be amazing. Children, women, men. So she would be kind of specific. And then one person said, anybody with a spine. She was a chiropractor. And we all kind of giggled at that. We thought that was funny. And so we went around the whole room. And after we were done with the last person, a gentleman stood up in the corner of the room and he said, you all failed. And as I said, it's a women in networking group. So a male's voice telling us we all failed was like, what? But we did. And here's why. So he comes in the middle of the room and he says, and he's like, I'm not going to pick on you, but I want to use you as an example. So it was the chiropractor who said, anybody with a spine. So he says, so tell me, who exactly would you like to work with? Who are your favorite clients? And she said, well, I love people who ride horses. She goes, I love horses. I have 3 of my own. My kids love horses. I think that would be a great place to go. And he says, anything more specific? And she said, well, really, I'd love to meet somebody on the board of the Hillsborough Rodeo, or the board president, somebody with management in the rodeo. And so he asked us, the whole room, said, anybody here know anybody who is on the board of the rodeo, is a president of the rodeo, or is in management with that rodeo? 2 seats away from her, a lady raised her hand and said, I know the board president. So the rule here is you need to be specific. If you are asking people for referrals, you need to say, I do a business, I'll use mine, marketing. I want to do more blog writing. I said, I have a great blog writer. I have a great copywriter. And if I can get more blogging business, that would be terrific. And anything, any small business would do, but it's blog writing I'm after. So what I did there was I told them blog writing, small business, and that I have a copywriter and I have a writer. So copywriter, and what else did I say? I think it was a writer. Anyway, so the point is being specific is what's most important. So I would suggest that when you are networked, because I know we're going to get back to it, you be really specific. So the rule, or a rule that I use, and it's not really a rule that anybody uses, but for me, I give first. So I'm always the one who will either say, you might want to try this service, or you might want to try this person, or you might want to, and I'll give resources that I know that are free and easy that might help somebody move forward. When you do that, it comes back around to you. So if you give first, you're going to get, and that's a promise. I can make you that promise because it does work. You need to be committed to helping others, and you need to be consistent. If you're in a networking group, you need to be there every week, every bi-week, or every month, whenever they do meet, because we really get, we really connect when we are in the same room. And if we're out and, we leave the room and we're out doing our business, and all of a sudden that person you were sitting next to is like, oh my God, I got to tell her that I have a great idea for her, or I have a great resource. So if you go the next time to that meeting and they're not there, it's like, oh man, I was going just to see that person. So you need to be consistent, because if you're consistent, then people will know that you are going to be around for a while. Commit to the group, be involved, help them set up, help them take down, help them create one of the meetings, become a co-organizer like I did with my business brainstormers. I got involved with them because I loved what they did, and it's all about networking. Keep it real and be genuine. Do not say you're something other than who you are, because that will be found out. So be genuine, and remember why you came to that event. As I said, I had three people in mind that I wanted to meet for every networking event I went to. One was, I'll just use a graphic artist, a blog writer, and a copywriter. So I'll have those people in mind. If I get to meet them, those are the people that I want to take out to have a cup of coffee. Right? So next we're going to go to it being a learned skill. It is a learned skill because you get good at it. You get good at talking to people, going up and to a group of people who are speaking and you interjecting in there. It's a skill, but it is doable. And I'm pretty casual, so I'll jump in on any group because I love it. So, but if you are at an event and you are not good at remembering names, which a lot of us aren't, take notes either on your phone, or if somebody gives you a business card, write out where you met them, what date you met them, and what it was that struck you that you wanted to connect with them. And that way, when you do make that phone call or send the email or connect with them on LinkedIn, you'll say, oh, I met you the other day and I thought you were just amazing. And I was hoping that maybe we can have a cup of coffee. Or I used to, before COVID, I used to take people to frozen yogurt because it was much more fun. If you are not good at being alone in a group, bring a guest. There's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes the guest helps you along to start conversations. So anyway, do that and give lots of referrals, start the ball rolling, and write a thank you note. Thank you note for everything you do is amazing, because after the fact, sometimes we just go on to the next thing. But if you write a thank you note to the people that you connected with the business cards that you took, they're going to remember that. They will totally remember that. And that's precious. So we're going to go into LinkedIn now. And I want to tell you a few reasons why LinkedIn is so cool. So if you're not much into in-person networking, online networking is totally doable, and you can create a good network of contacts on your LinkedIn profile. So it is a great way to meet people. So I did it. It was a time saver for me. So as I said, I sold real estate for a number of years. And when I was at an open house, I'd bring my computer, I would go on LinkedIn, and I'd look for people that I want to meet, people that maybe I saw at a networking event in the past, people that somebody just told me, you know what, you need to meet this person. I will go on LinkedIn, find them, and send them an invite so I can join their network, and then I can start communication with them. So networking online is doable, and it's easy to do. So recruiters use it a lot. So LinkedIn was made originally for college students who graduated and needed jobs. So basically it was a recruiting tool. So colleges would go and connect with other companies and try to get people placed. Now it is still that and more. Most businesses who do networking are on LinkedIn. And if you are in a faraway place like Hawaii, like Molokai, like Lanai, like Hana, you could really use LinkedIn and build up a network of people that you can connect with. So it's one of my favorite, it is my favorite social media, because it gives you the ability to talk about business whenever you want. On Facebook, you can't really do that all the time because it sounds like you're selling. But on LinkedIn, you can talk business all day long. So another thing you can do is research. You can, by looking over somebody's business page on LinkedIn, you can learn about a lot about the company culture, about their mission, and even their hiring trends, because you can see what jobs are available. Research companies, research people you want to work with, research companies you want to work with. You can do that all day long for free. And so I would suggest you do that if you have an interest in working for a business. So I work with small business all the time. So I do research companies and go, you know what, they could probably use some help. I wonder if I should meet those people. So there you go. It gives me an opportunity to help someone once again. And that's very, very cool. So joining groups that provides support. The groups that I belong to are varied. One of them is a marketing group. I started using LinkedIn in 2005, I think. And I joined a group because, you don't know everything. I was just really starting out. I had Skywriting by Nico at that point in time, but it was really a side business. I was a realtor. That was my real business. So I wasn't, like legit. I didn't have a license or anything. So I got connected with some groups on LinkedIn, and I would ask people questions. And one of the questions was about QR codes. So when they came out, this was 2005, they might have come out earlier, but I learned of them in 2005. I asked them, how do you guys use QR codes? What's the deal? And so, of course, they gave me flyers, brochures, websites. And then someone said, I've seen it used on a tombstone. So I was like, what? No way. But think about it. So you're in a cemetery and you see a tombstone and there's a QR code on it. What are you going to do? You're going to click that thing, right? You're going to take a picture of that. You're going to hover over it and capture that story about the person who is laying there, who might have been a World War II fighter pilot, who has pictures and videos and things of him as in his uniform and coming home and with his family. I think it's beautiful. What an amazing opportunity. And, they're sitting right next to grandma, a loved one, a friend. So I think that's really sweet. So joining groups on LinkedIn is great. LinkedIn does have an option to where anybody who posts in a group, if you allow everybody who posts in a group to be on your feed or in your email, you're going to get full. So there's a place on LinkedIn where you can do a digest. And so once a week, they'll give you the top posts of that group. And that's a really cool thing to do. So you might want to try that. I love groups. They're easy and nice. Another thing you can do on LinkedIn is establish yourself as a knowledgeable professional. So the way you do this is through articles, through sharing articles, to writing articles. So they have a thing on LinkedIn where you can write an article and it really is a blog post and it shows up on your page in your articles, and you could share those across a ton of other platforms. So you don't have to have a blog. You could do it right on LinkedIn, and it's really easy, like a Word document format, but you have a big cover photo, and then you can add photos to every paragraph if you want. So it's really nice. I like it a lot. But you can establish yourself as somebody who knows what they're talking about, and maybe even help somebody before you even meet them. So, you can use experiences that say you solved somebody's problem with your business, and you can say, this happened the other day. I had a client who had this problem, and here's how we handled it. And I was just so proud of that. That's an article, right? So it's really easy to do. You just have to plan it. And you can also research articles and see how other people are writing them. Next one, I want to talk to you about building your brand on LinkedIn. So it is a platform where you can develop and strengthen your brand, and you can do so by sharing samples of your work. If you are an artist, or if you have clothing, or if you're a seamstress, whatever it is, products, whatever it is, you can talk about your brand and what you want to bring to the community. You can also share stories of other brands that are similar to have your similar mission. So you can help promote another brand, but it really does look really good on you to do that. So promotion on branding is amazing, but you can also build your brand. If you can find informative and helpful posts everywhere, whether it's in your feed or whether it's in groups, or whether you're connected in your network. People are always talking about new things. For instance, let me just take Facebook business pages as an example. It is incredible how many changes have gone on. And so one thing I would write would be aware of the changes on Facebook. This is what's happening. This is when it's happening. So keep an eye on your page. So things like that will allow people to know that I am up to date with social media and I'm helping people before I even know them. How cool is that? I really think it's cool. All right. So basically, is LinkedIn worth it? Is it worth being on LinkedIn, another platform? Three things. One, yes, you can build your profile, and LinkedIn is such a huge network now that if somebody researches your name, your LinkedIn profile will show up. So that's one. The second one is you can build a network of people that you can connect with, who you admire, who you have met, who you have been connected with, and really do referrals online, especially again, if we're in a far away place like we are. Having LinkedIn is a great opportunity for you to connect. And then the third thing is money. So my biggest client I got from LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, when you're on a page, you see a bunch of people, their faces go by. And there was one lady I kept seeing every time I was on Facebook, her face would show up or her name would show up. And so I called her and I said, this is going to sound weird, but I have been on on LinkedIn, and I keep seeing your face. So I think I'm supposed to meet you. And she goes, oh my God, that's really nice. And so we got to talking and we met. And so this lady had a business, and her business happened to be directly across from the Hillsborough Chamber of Commerce, where I was what was I called? Say advocate. And so I would go to all the meetings and stuff like that and meet people. Anyway, so I knew where her business was. She had 60 businesses under her roof. She had people like acupuncture, Reiki, chiropractor. She had an accountant. So all sorts of business types under her roof. So that's what she did, was she managed or leased these spaces. And so from this phone call, I got to meet so many different businesses. I did classes for their whole office, which was 60 businesses. Not all of them came to all of them, but I got to meet a whole lot of them and do a lot of work with them. So however you are out there with LinkedIn, build your profile 100% and start using it. And you can really build your business. It's one of my favorite things to do, networking. I will always do it forevermore. And I cannot wait to get out there and be with people again. So that is it for my coffee talk today. I hope you got a lot out of it for networking online and in person. Again, I'll be back. The next one we have will be June 10th. I don't know what the topic is right now because I haven't thought that through, but I will let you know. And I hope you enjoy this talk and anything else we have. If you want to connect with me, you know where I am. Here are all of my links. And then if you want to see more of the coffee talks I've done, just go to my YouTube channel. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. All right.